everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're back from Disney.
Back. Yeah. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. We are so thankful that we got to take that trip. It was just a whirlwind of magic. We definitely needed a couple of days to recover when we got back. So we've been back for, a week at this point. So we kind of absorbed the trip, thought about things we wanted to share, advice to give now that we've been through it again with our 10-year-old, 8-year-old, and 5-year-old, which, by the way, I felt like were the perfect ages.
Oh, they were great. It was so much better. They were just, could go on the rides. We were going around to the different fun experiences, and they were just engaged, and it was just a lot of fun. So
yeah, it was amazing. I will say, so we're doing Animal Kingdom for this video. I always upload videos on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm doing some bonus Saturday videos because I really wanted to take the time to do each park individually in the videos. So if you haven't watched, yesterday I uploaded the travel day. We went to Disney Springs that day, and then today we're going to focus on Animal Kingdom. Next Friday we'll do Magic Kingdom. Next Saturday we will do probably maybe a combo of Epcot and Hollywood Studios. We'll see. I might even add an extra video for that one. But today's focus is Animal Kingdom. That was our very first park day. The best. It wasn't crowded at all.
Yeah, surprisingly, we get there early, and we'll talk about that. But as opposed to Magic Kingdom, the crowd size was just considerably smaller. So.
Yes, and Magic Kingdom I feel like is the one that everybody always goes to if you're limited on which ones you can go to, but I will say Animal Kingdom is always my favorite. It's shaded, it's always the least crowded out of all of the parks. There's just so much to see there, so if you have really little ones, I even remember from our trip 3 years ago, that was my favorite still because they were so little, they weren't as into the rides, and there's just so much to walk around and see when you're there. So, okay, so let's start at the beginning. So early access. So we stayed at Art of Animation, so we were on a Disney resort, which is nice because you get early access to the parks. Some parks let you in an hour early, some parks it's 30 minutes. Animal Kingdom is an hour early, and Animal Kingdom opens earlier than all the other parks. So it opens at 8:30 instead of 9, which means early access is 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we caught the bus at 6:45. It was a very early day, but I'm glad that was our first day because we had the highest energy at that point. Because everybody was so excited.
And doing Disney Springs the night before, while it was still late night, getting everybody settled, it was better to do that the first day. So
yeah, it worked out.
Recommendations, that would be a recommendation if possible.
Yeah, and something to keep in mind too with Animal Kingdom is it's very shaded compared to, there's no shade at Magic Kingdom. So Animal Kingdom, you still have to put on the sunscreen and all the things, but it's definitely a cooler day compared to the other parks, which is really, really nice. So we got there at 7:30. We did purchase the Genie Plus, which is the kind of newish replacement for the Fast Pass that they had, and it was worth it. I think if there was any park where you want to save the money and not purchase it, I would say you could get away with it at Animal Kingdom because if you get early access, we rode all the big rides that we wanted to within the first hour. Yeah. Without the Genie Plus, I used the Genie Plus, the Lightning Lane, because we had it, but we really didn't need to because the crowds were so little. So our goal, the first one, so at 7 a.m. you get to do the Genie Plus. You purchase it for the day. You get to choose your first ride. And I chose the I did the River Journey. I did the Navai River Journey for our first Lightning Lane. And so because of that, we knew we wanted to ride Everest. And so when we got to the park and it opened right at 7:30, that was our first goal. We went straight to Everest.
Right.
Yeah. And we got there, maybe we waited 10 minutes at most.
I think we were third in line to ride the roller coaster.
Yeah, you're right. We were
the third group going. So.
Oh yeah, because they were doing the test runs, which is a good thing because I would have definitely wimped out if I had to wait and actually see. So this was our first ride of our first day. The boys, leading up to the trip, we talked about, if you haven't watched our Pack With Me, I highly recommend going back and watching that because it gave kind of advice of what we did to prepare the kids for the rides. So we showed the boys, you can come in, Rory. Rory's home today for a special Rory Day, by the way. So come join us, Rory. We're talking about Everest. Rory did not ride Everest. So we showed the boys a POV of the ride ahead of time. I did not watch that with them. Probably should have. No, I would have ridden it anyway because it was the boys' first roller coaster. We wanted to have the perfect pair, so Steven rode with Liam, I rode with Charlie. If I had wimped out on that first ride, I think that would have set the tone for the trip. So I'm glad that I took one for the team and rode it. I kept my eyes closed the entire time. I was terrified. I opened it up at the worst time so you go up and then something happens and you go back. That's right when I chose to open my eyes, which
There's faster roller coasters, more intense roller coasters throughout Disney, but it is definitely one of the ones that is, a roller coaster for those that really like roller coasters. So if your kids are hesitant or first time, there's other rides that are probably better to like introduce them to the roller coaster. But for Everest, unfortunately, our boys loved it, and I think that set the tone for them to then enjoy and want to do the other roller coasters throughout.
Yeah, it was a good move. It could have been a risky move, bye Rory, but it worked in our favor. The boys loved it. We did that first, and then we did the Avatar. No, I'm sorry. So the big four, let me tell you the 4 rides, so you can decide which one you want to beeline to when you first get there. So that's Everest is a popular one. The Avatar Flight of Passage is another popular one. The Nevi River Journey. Probably just those 3, I would say, or like the 3 that have like an hour plus wait when you're at the park. So I would choose one of those 3 to get to quickly, and if you're doing the Genie Plus, do a queue for Lightning Lane for one of the other 3.
Jungle Cruise is just kind of a nostalgic, which can get...
That's at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that is a Magic Kingdom. Sorry. We'll go.
We didn't get to ride Jungle Cruise. Spoiler alert for the video next week. Yeah. We should have done the Lightning Lane for it. Lesson learned. Okay, so after we rode that one, we did Dinosaur.
Yeah, Dinosaur, which has been there forever because they do this intro video from the late 80s, 90s. So it's very entertaining to watch. But that ride is...
I'll let Rory tell you. So Steven ended up not riding it. He doesn't like jerky, dark, like, you don't feel good after that. So it was me and my mom and Charlie and Rory. Liam decided he didn't want to ride it either. Rory, what did you think of the Dinosaur ride?
Scared.
So I had been on it before, but I think I blocked it out and I forgot. So it's completely in the dark. It just moves and jerks you really fast, and the dinosaurs are a bit spooky. So if you have younger kids, again, watch the POV. We did not do that ahead of time on that one. We didn't take our own advice. I thought it would be okay. Lesson learned. But you recovered quickly. You were such a brave girl, right? We moved on. You just didn't want to ever ride that one again, and we were okay with that. Charlie was okay with it. I mean, he's 10.
And it's fine. It's dark room, fast moving around, and old robot dinosaurs that are probably should be updated at some point.
Following us.
They were following us in the ride. They were.
It was all kind of an escape.
So, lesson learned. We moved on after that ride, and we did our my favorite ride, personally. I think, Rory, you'll probably tell me it's your favorite, the Safari ride. Yeah. So we were able to get it, and it's still early in the morning. We'd only been at the park for maybe 30 minutes at this point.
That's my favorite, too.
Yeah. And it was nice because early in the morning, and this, we didn't even think about, more animals were out.
Mm-hmm. They were all awake.
We ended up doing it a second time later in the afternoon, and you still see a ton of animals regardless, but there were definitely some, the lions included, that we missed on the afternoon session when it was hotter versus the morning session when they were a little bit more active.
Yeah.
And so that, again, if that's a big thing for you and your family, I would try to get over to it early to try to catch not only the lions, but possibly the animals moving around.
They want to see your face, Rory. Okay. Rory has the map. I saved all the maps so I could remember everything that we rode. So that was so fun. Highly recommend that. It's a 20-minute ride though, so keep that in mind.
And we saw Princess.
After the Safari ride, we did the Lion King show. I love that show. It is such a good show.
It was so cool.
Okay, Rory.
Kids loved it. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was a good one. It's very loud, just very entertaining. They stay engaged the whole time.
And the Haunted Mansion scared me.
The Haunted Mansion, the Magic Kingdom. Yep. We will absolutely walk you through Magic Kingdom. Don't worry, it's obviously impactful. So we did the Lion King show. It was great. We did the Nevi River Journey. Again, that's one of the really popular ones. I think it might actually be the one with the longest wait. Yeah. But it was great. It's Avatar. So you're in the boat. It's slow. I have a video of that I'm putting in this video. So you'll get to see a little bit of that ride.
And it was the Frozen ride.
Yeah, we did the Frozen ride later on too. It's all coming back to her. I will say though, going through the footage and editing, it makes me want to just go back immediately. It's such a fun trip.
Let's go.
So we did the river ride, or the river journey. That was great. Then we did, so this one I've heard is kind of a newer thing.
It's so fun.
So fun. It's the Rafiki Planet Watch. So you take a train out to an island, somewhere. No, not an island. That would make sense.
It was just
a different section.
Different area of the park.
Yeah.
And so the train ride was fun. It goes it's not like long or anything.
Yeah.
You get to see a little bit
Like 5
more of
minutes.
the park.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cool little experience. Didn't take long. And then you get there and it's really in its own little area.
Mm-hmm.
And they have all kinds of different, paths to walk. But then they have a building that you can go into, and they had. I'm sure there were different areas of it, but the one area we really liked was they were doing a drawing lesson. And so we got to draw the whole family, and they have an artist up there, and they walk you through the steps. And it was just a cool, like, entertaining. Everybody had a good time. It was in air conditioning, which was nice.
Yeah, you could cool off. The class is 30 minutes long, though I wasn't expecting that when we chose to do it. So just, again, plan ahead for
Can I
that.
have a snack?
Yes, Rory, go grab a snack. We'll open it for you.
Husband.
Okay, so the one thing that I will say about that, because the class took so long, we had a reservation to get to, so we had to leave. So just plan ahead that it's going to be a little bit of a longer one, because they have a petting area with animals that we didn't even get to do. So there was so much more there that we could have done that we didn't get to do because we just didn't kind of plan ahead for the time. We knew we wanted to do the drawing class because Liam loves art and loves to draw, and so he had a really good time with that, so it was worth it. So that was a great one. And then we finished the day with Nemo. So we've never gotten to do that. We didn't get to do that last time. The Nemo show, it was great. It's puppets, but they're like massive. So you don't even realize.
Run around, they do music, they take you through the first movie, and it was awesome. It was a cool experience.
It was a really good one. And then we finished our day at the Rainforest Cafe, which is the best restaurant ever. It's so much fun. They have a simulated thunderstorm. I think that's the only thing I remember from last time when the kids were younger that kind of maybe spooked them a little bit. So just prepare them. It's not real, all those things. The gift shop is incredible. It's just great food, great restaurant, easy to get a reservation there. So when you're doing your reservations 60 days out, you could even save that one for the end if you're trying to like get into certain places, because there's usually a reservation. We did an early dinner. I think it was like a 4:30 reservation.
Which was really perfect.
It worked out. Yeah, it worked out really good. So that's pretty, and then we kind of had the routine of when everybody like hunkered out after our early dinner, we'd head back to the resort and swim at the pool or walk around to the arcade and stuff. So it worked out perfect for us to get to the park super early as we were allowed to, and stay until dinner time and then head home, because we can't last longer than that, but that works for our family.
Well, it also worked because you get really tired and it drains you, floor to heat, all that stuff. So making that earlier dinner reservation, which is kind of normal in those types of settings for us anyways, but I would also kind of recommend it because you kind of you experience the park, and then kind of plan for evening type stuff back at the resort. I don't know, that was very, again, perfect for us. If other people are more on the other side of things and are more evening people at the park, that's, that would be a different one. But
last thing I'll mention before I'll show you our day, all the footage. So I brought a thermos about this size into the park, so did Steven, filled with coffee. Yes. I did iced coffee. Highly recommend that, because every park has a Starbucks, but the lines are like hour long, and that's like a slow day for them for an hour long line. Bring your coffee in if you are a parent that relies on caffeine. It was so nice. We sipped on it throughout the day.
They have other
they have other coffee places. So but it's just
there's options, but that was a huge like boost as you're going forward. So that was a great recommendation.
Kept that Disney magic going in the grown-ups all day long. All right, so without further ado, I'll show you everything now from our day at Animal Kingdom, and then stay tuned next week for the rest of our trip. Thanks for sharing your time today, guys. All right,
it's the morning time.
First morning.
Yep, we're going to Animal Kingdom.
Woo. There's Steven. Had our breakfast, kids and muffins. Grown-ups just made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We're hoping to catch a 6:45 bus to Animal Kingdom. Energy is high. It's the first day.
Mommy, show me.
I'm going to get my fanny pack on and take on the world today. Woo!
You gotta get out.
Let's go, Animal Kingdom. Rory, where are we at?